Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I will show you how I built this small picture frame for a desk. The subject of the photo is the Matterhorn, and I've taken this image at a lake close to a city called Cervinia in the North Italy, in the Italian Alps. The lake is quite famous and it's always packed of tourists because there you can have a beautiful reflection of the Matterhorn into the water. And because of this, I didn't want to have so many tourists in the photo, then looks all like a postcard. Then I've decided to compose the photo in the way that only the mountain was visible, and I wanted to have the trees surrounding it. And I think that the cloud is also a plus. I have taken this photo already some years ago before starting my YouTube channel. And when I started to upload videos, I also started to follow other creators and other photographers posting videos about mountains or national parks everywhere in the world. And one that I follow always is called Luigi Nespeca, Fotografia di montagna. If I'm putting in English, is Luigi Nespeca mountain photography. I'm leaving, of course, the link to his channel in the video description, and please check him out because his photographs are amazing and you should follow him. Regarding the language, no matter what, the photographs are international. You can just listen to the background music and watching the photos, and you will like the video and the photographs for sure. So please check him out. But why am I talking about his channel? Well, when Italy was in lockdown, he also could not go out and doing his normal shootings, and he decided then to have a kind of game with the subscribers. He asked them to send him photos, and he would do a post-processing following his idea and his interpretation of the subject, and he would share the process and of course the result with the viewers, and then everybody could comment and having opinion, exchanging ideas and so on. I thought that this was really cool. So I decided to give my photo a go, and I was very happy to see that he picked my photo to make a video, and this is the result of his post-production. After watching his video, I had an idea. So I asked Luigi if he could send me the final file to print it, because I wanted to create a small picture frame for the desk for the photo. This way our channels, they were in a kind of connected, showing the same photo that I've taken and he made the post-production for. Now let's go to the space where I have some tools, let's build the frame, and then we're coming back here for the final touches, and we can have a look at the frame in detail. First of all, I'll cut the back of the frame, measuring the size directly from the glass that will be used. They will have the same dimensions, 13 by 18 centimeters. For this frame, I will use a rectangular strip made of pine. First, I needed to create a recess for the back of the frame, which will hold the photo, the glass and the back panel. To do this, I have used a router with a straight bit to remove some material in several passes, each time rising up the bit of some millimeters. In the next step, I've put a 45 degrees chamfer bit into the router, and I've started to create the inside profile of the frame. Now it's time to start to cut the molding to size. First of all, I've cut a 45 degrees corner. I have then taken the panel which will be the back of the frame, and I've marked the point where I need to cut the molding. At the wooden sacrificial fence of the miter saw, I've fixed a stop block to have the two sides of the frame at the exact same length. I have then cut the two sides and then I've repeated the process for the other two sides. Before gluing up, I've checked that all was fitting nicely and then I've sanded the inside parts that would have been difficult to reach once the frame would have been assembled. Now it's time to put the pieces of the frame together. First, I have applied some glue to the corners and then, with the help of a bend clamp, the corners will have some pressure while the glue dries. With a wet paper towel, I removed some glue excess. I let the glue dry for a complete day and then I've sanded the frame starting from 100 grit sandpaper until 180 grit. For this frame I wanted to try something new and so I've decided to use some V-nails to reinforce the corners. You can better apply the V-nails with a special press, but I don't have it because I would not use it so often. So I've built a tool that will help me hammering the nails into the frame. It's a wooden dowel with a magnet glued to the top. The magnet will hold the V-nail while I'll hammer it down into the corners. Before applying the finish, I need to make slightly wet the frame with a sponge. When the wood is dry, I use a 180 grit sandpaper to smooth the surface after that the water has raised the grain of the wood, so that it doesn't feel rough to the touch before applying the finish. With a brush, I then remove some sawdust left on the frame after the sanding. As a finish, I've chosen a dark walnut stain. With a brush made to be used with stain, I apply to the complete frame. The stain must penetrate into the fibers of the wood, so I need to leave it for some moments. After some minutes, I can remove the stain excess with a dry towel. At this point the frame has a color, but the stain will not protect the wood. To give the frame some protection, I will apply 2 coats of transparent matte lacquer with a light sanding between the coats. I then need to find the center of the frame. So with the help of a ruler, I draw a thin line with a pencil. With a self-made jig, I mark the position where I need to make the 2 holes where must be put the stand of the picture frame. I've put a piece of tape on the drill bit so I could see when I needed to stop drilling, and then I've made the holes. With a glass cleaning fluid and a special towel which doesn't leave scratches, I've cleaned the glass of the frame. I have then placed the glass, the photograph and the back panel in the picture frame, and then, with a point driver, I've put some points to hold the panel in position. Now comes the final step. I can grab the stand and put it into the holes, and then the frame is finished. The profile for the frame is quite simple. It's just a plain frame with a 45-degree chamfer that is pointing the attention a bit more to the photograph, and I didn't want to have so many let's say, waves in the frame, so a complicated profile, because I think that this photo requires a simple frame with not so many things that they can distract from the photo itself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to go to Luigi's channel and have a look at some of his videos, because the photographs that he's taking, they are really good. Write him some comments, and if you want, tell him that you are visiting his channel coming from my channel, because I think it's quite useful to know how the viewers are discovering a channel. I think he would be quite happy to know. Of course, if you like my videos, leave me a thumbs up, and to not miss any other content, subscribe so you will not miss. In the meantime, you can check my other content that is already online, and until next time, bye bye.